We all have our own problems. Our own issues. Our own...
That's right, the Venom teaser trailer dropped, and unfortunately there wasn't much of Venom in it. But that doesn't mean we can't break it down, so let's spend the next few minutes picking apart all the Easter eggs and things we noticed in the trailer. And hit that subscribe button for much more on Venom, including a look at the comics the movie will be based on, and rumors on who else will be in the movie. The trailer opens up with someone in an MRI machine. We quickly learn it's Eddie Brock. This moment sets the tone. Something is wrong with him. It's a bit of a departure from the comics, as Eddie embraced the Venom symbiote to get revenge on Spider-Man Peter Parker, but this opening shot helps ground the movie in reality. It's worth noting that later on in the comics, Eddie was dying of cancer and was turned into anti-venom, which healed his body of cancer. There's an establishing shot of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is in San Francisco. While the movie very well could be jumping between cities, it's possible the movie takes place entirely in California, which really separates Venom from Spider-Man, who operates in New York City. In the books, Spider-Man basically makes a deal with Venom to relocate to the West Coast. It's still unclear if any of those Tom Holland rumors will come true, but our fingers are crossed. You know what other movie takes place in San Francisco? Ant-Man. Here's hoping Sony and Marvel come to terms for a really weird Ant-Man Venom crossover. And hopefully Venom doesn't have as many San Francisco establishing shots as The Room. Michelle Williams appears in the trailer briefly. She'll be playing Anne Weying. The comic book version of her is a successful lawyer who's divorced from Eddie. At one point, Anne gets shot and Eddie separates from the symbiote so he can heal her. In the teaser, she's in a hospital, so maybe the two are still married as she tries to help figure out what's wrong with Eddie. You don't need Secret Wars in order to introduce the Venom symbiote. Eddie finds himself in a laboratory, apparently after hours. The lights are off and only one section is illuminated. Why is he there? Is he investigating the place? It's not apparent from the trailer. A tarp is lifted and briefly reveals things that look alien. Maybe an alien was dissected and pieces of it were left on this table. Could the symbiote have been attached to another life form before bonding with Eddie? We see a crashed ship for a moment or two, and this is a very important moment in the trailer. This is more than likely where the Venom symbiote came from originally. Is this an alien ship or something earthly that crashed? In the 90s Spider-Man animated series, Venom came to Earth after astronaut John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson's son, discovered a rock in space containing the symbiote. While Venom may not use John Jameson, both of these storylines are possible in the film. Contrary to what people are saying online, Venom does appear in the trailer. It's just not the form you're familiar with. There's this shot of encapsulated black goo moving around. This is the symbiote known as Venom. What's important about this moment is that the symbiote doesn't bond with Eddie right away. Scientists and the government and the Illuminati know about this creature prior to it finding its host. We briefly see Riz Ahmed portraying the character Dr. Carlton Drake. In the comics, Drake leads the Life Foundation, which is in the pharmaceutical business but also planning a future utopian society. He is stricken with cancer and trying to find a way to cure himself through the Arachnus Project. He creates a serum, uses it on himself, and it ends up turning him into Homo Arachnus, a giant spider monster. This movie will probably drop the whole spider monster part and replace it with the symbiote. In the comics, the Life Foundation creates 5 other horrific symbiotes from Venom: Scream, Phage, Riot, Lasher, and Agony. We want to see them all. And yes, Carnage too. There's a couple of shots edited together to make it look like Eddie Brock reaches out his hand, and in a room with computers gets telekinetically destroyed. These shots don't look like they happen in the same room, so does Venom have telekinesis or does someone else have this power? Our guess is that Venom had to take on superpowered Dr. Drake, who gained abilities while looking for a cure. MRIs aren't fun, but they're not this bad. There's this final shot of Eddie flipping out while in an MRI. It sure looks like Venom has already bonded with Eddie, but we don't know how that happened. Was he exposed during an investigation at the Life Foundation, or injected with the symbiote to battle his cancer? All we know is that it looks like the MRI is causing the symbiote pain, which in turn hurts Eddie. In the comics, symbiotes are vulnerable to certain sonic frequencies, like a loud church bell ringing, and heat. An MRI machine uses strong magnetic fields, radio waves, and electrical field gradients to create its imagery, so it's likely the symbiote would be freaking out here. Hang in there, Eddie Brock. Thanks for watching. Remember, Venom just recently wrapped up filming, so let's not be too pissed that we didn't get much Venom in this teaser. From the looks and tone, I think we'll be in for a treat when the film finally hits theaters in October. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.